I want to show you how I invested $10,500 and how I was able to turn that money into $100,000 in a matter of 90 days. But I did this when I was 19 years old. And I came across this thing called an FHA 203B and 203K. These are two types of loans. Basically, they let you buy a house for 3.5% down. I mean, look, $300,000 is what I can control with about $10,500 if I put about 3.5% down, roughly, a little bit of rounding. And so I'm asking the lender, I said, what am I supposed to do on this? How do I buy this? And then I remembered my flashcards. Wait a minute. FHA 203B and FHA 203K. 203B means you could put 3.5% down on a house if you agree to live there, you have the intent to live there for a year, and you could put 3.5% down on the property if it's ready to be lived in. The FHA 203K program lets me buy a house that I can't move into because the condition isn't ready to be moved into yet. I ended up putting 3.5% down on this $305,000 purchase, which was a drop in the bucket, and they let me finance the fix-up and renovation costs on the house. Which the cool thing about that was I got to put 3.5% down, and they gave me the money to fix up the place, which was about $50,000. I was buying this place in a $450,000 to $500,000 neighborhood, depending on the condition. It was my first deal ever. I was freaked out, but I kept looking at the value of the neighborhood and I'm like, how can I lose on this? Even if I have to sell it tomorrow, after doing a little bit of paint and flooring and putting a kitchen in, I'll be way up on this deal. So 3.5% down on the deal. I borrow 25 grand from this dude to buy the material and start fixing up the place. Then I invite the bank over and they're like, looks like you done a great job, Kevin. And they give me their 50 grand, which I use to pay off the second guy because I just borrowed his money temporarily. And now I have fully financed this property, the entire renovation, the entire purchase, everything with 3.5% down. So here's the scoop. From closing this deal to having the property fixed up took me about 90 days. Then Lauren and I moved into the property. And not too long after, we ended up doing a refinance. Appraiser appraised the property for $550,000. A property that I bought and spent 90 days fixing up and working on, and then I moved into it. So yeah, in the real scenario that happened, I ended up being able to refinance a property I bought for $305,000, fix it up, refinance it for $550,000, take all my money back out, and now I have 100 grand tax-free that I used to go buy my first actual rental property, which was my second purchase ever.